just an incredible luxury for me to have the poems treated with such artistry. So thank you. And thank you, Sharon, for that wonderful introduction. I'm going to read the whole book, so sit back. I began writing a few years ago. It's these little boxes. I was inspired actually by Eamon Grannon's poems. And the first one I wrote was boxes with respect to Poe, and I was playing with the poem The Raven, and then I just got carried away with other writers. Oftentimes writers I knew as a child. I mean, I knew their work as a child. So this is boxes with respect to melee. Remote. The outside rain becomes the inside beat, louder than the news, icy. I am warmed by laptop and coffee. What lips? Well, my synapses are unsure too. I press mute on the remote, a solitude not furious and no longer curious. Sneakers. The workout shoes in the corner are just for workout, boots and sandals for outdoors. But the rain is full of ghosts tonight. A few boys stay under the warehouse eaves under a downpour in a flooded parking lot, tent with canvas and repellent. But whose shoes under whose bed? Pillow. I bought this faux zebra pillow on sale. The fuzziness feels elusive these days. A tree knows its boughs more silent than before. A tree knows a pillow, a boy, a mattress, a girl, what? Her first blankie? So these are embedded in these boxes. So the little bits of poems that I read by Millet are What Lips, But the Rain is Full of Ghosts Tonight, and Know Its Boughs More Silent Than Before. And then this is Boxes with Respect to More. And these are stitched, these little boxes, hand stitched. It's incredible. Shoebox. Giving her perishable souvenir of hope, where trolls, buttons, sachets, and such are concerned, or a grandmother's note tucked into her grandmother's nightie, or a granddaughter's note tucked into her grandmother's nightie drawer, night-night drawer, then she perished, the older one. Token. From metal to plastic, which does not have a scent, a pity. Pity the thing that does not release a fragrance. Oh, freight is hid, but is not crushed. Oh, copper and nickel. Oh, grime. Oh, metro time. Oh, give up $1 for the doo-wop singers, and give up your seat to an almost mother. Spiral notebook. Stationery shops invite linger, invite the wasp nest flaws of white on white, as well the flight to write, by hand instead of type, or revolution via satellite. Surge protector. This or that wire coils up around my slippered feet, my trash can camouflages, my sensibility canned. I wish for more surge than protection. Really? I'm a mother too, for she is in a sense devil, fish, don't forget. Mouse. No, the Hydra was not merely a big water snake. With the right instrument, vanquish, if you please. And from Marion Moore, I borrowed, no, I didn't borrow, I stole. Giving her perishable souvenir of hope. Freight is hid but is not crushed. Wasp nest flaws of white on white. for she is in a sense a devil fish, the Hydra. Thank you very much. So first we will have Mark McCain, this beautiful broadside.
Okay, I'm just going to read one poem that is the broadside. I do want to thank Sharon and Kamiko, Alex, Sarah, and everybody at Center for Book Arts. This is a great event, and I'm proud to be part of it. I started writing a couple of years ago these poems that are about middens, and middens are a mound of shells. They were used by, in my area, which is Orlando, so Central Florida. They're used by these Indians called, Native Americans called Timucuans. And they had they used them in a lot of different ways. They were religious, and they had healing there. And they also just used them to get their house out of the swamps, sometimes. So they had a lot of different purposes. And, I visited them, and I've been to a number of them, but I also read some accounts of them by this guy, John Kunkel Small, who was a New Yorker. He went down to Florida in the early 20th century, 1905, 1910, and he described a lot of the plants, Florida, and the middens. And this is important because a lot of them are gone now. They've been the roadways, the shells were used for roadways, but he documented a lot of these middens, and his writings are important, so I'm sort of carrying that on. All right, so this is Wild Coffee, after John Kunkel Small. Trees rush up to me, hickory, live oak, red bay, cabbage palm, strange and troubling personalities. Palms angle and lean against oaks, constructing triangles. I feed on clouds inscribed by fern and magnolia's rust green. Red-eyed vireo sings at the apex. Turkey's red wattle disappears in silver green palmettos, their sprawled trunks blackened by fire. Rich soil sifted with humus, shell, bone. A garden for exotics, snake cactus, naked wood, waxy green of wild coffee at the base, mobbed by hair streaks. The questions come, why scrub? Why this hill of apple snails? It's a panharmonicon, Emerson said. Here's a pulpit, fine things, pretty things, wise things, but no arrows, no axes, no nectar. Why nausea and spells of otherness? Why do oaks go on propping up palms? At Midden's crown, where fires once continuously kindled, many selves collapse into one. I touch rough bark, breathe the stink of swamp burn. Why fire? Here palmettos rattle, saw, chant, a cure. Turn back to river, back to ferry, back to parking lot. Decamp to glitter of glass and steel, flutter of small and big screens, sweet electric skin, trompe-l'oeil self. Thank you. Really done. I'll read one more. It's more of a lyric one. That was a little abstract. I'm also writing about endangered animals, and here's, I was alarmed to find that this animal, horned lizard, which we used to call horny toad in West Texas, which lived in the lot in the backyard, is now endangered. So here's a little memory of the horned lizard. West Texas. I studied alcohol and petroleum, onion rings and planetary rings, text propped up on the dash at the drive-in. One night the vampire double feature was upstaged by sky splashed blood red and lizard green. Cars fled down dead-end streets behind cattle tanks and among boulders rimming Meteor Crater. Next day, the news proclaimed a weather shot from White Sands Missile Range, not far from Trinity, first atomic test. Amen. In the vacant lot, horned lizards lunched on harvester ants. Reading about nothingness, I took solace from Sartre, Camus, Beckett, doubt blooming like barrel cactus in mesquite. Pump jacks on the next block sucked black remnants of extinction. I wanted to shoot blood laced with poison from self-erupting tear ducts like these spiked reptiles when goaded by coyotes.